Hello, welcome to Meet RX Success Stories. This is Nathan, and I'm here today with our friend John, and he's going to share his success story with us. And I am excited because I was the one who was able to get you the interview because I saw your story on Dr. Baker's post, and you were talking about what your health problem was, and then how you overcame it with the carnivore diet. So I'm going to let you tell the story. But I'm just glad you're here. That's all. So welcome, John.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here as well.
All right. So first big question, what was your life like before the carnivore diet?
Before the carnivore diet, um, it was a typical American diet, I guess. I've always been into health. I've always been into fitness. So I have eaten a lot of protein in the past. I have been trying to get fruits and veggies. So I'm a little more health conscious than I think the average person, but typical standard American diet. Also, I had Crohn's before the carnivore diet. I had Crohn's disease. I'm 27. I was diagnosed, I think, about 6 years ago. So when I was like 21, 22. And I've been on medication for the last, 5.5 years. So that was before carnivore. And now after carnivore, I don't have Crohn's anymore. Got a negative biopsy this past Monday. I got a colonoscopy 2 weeks ago and then got a negative biopsy result this week. So yeah, that's before carnivore diet and after.
Wow. So for those who don't know, and I don't fully understand myself either, what are the symptoms of Crohn's disease?
Yeah, that's a good question. They vary. And I think just like anything, it's a spectrum, right? There's severe Crohn's and then there's mild Crohn's. If I were to fall on one end or the other, I'm closer to the mild. I don't have a severe case, which I'm grateful for. So my symptoms weren't severe. My symptoms were occasional blood in my stool, occasional like discomfort and bloating, and then also occasional constipation. I think most people suffer from diarrhea with Crohn's. For some reason, I had constipation, really weird. But yeah, again, my symptoms were kind of mild. And what Crohn's disease is it's inflammation of the intestines. That's as kind of simply as I can put it. So yeah, does that answer the
Yeah.
question? Okay.
So, and the treatment for it seems really severe. Like some people even have part of their intestine taken out or their colon.
Yes, it's scary. It's scary some of the stories you hear. What's it called? Colostomy bags. That's the
Yeah,
colostomy
that's
bags
it.
and surgeries. And yeah, when I was diagnosed, I had a conversation with my doctor, and he said things like, "We don't know what causes it. You'll need lifelong medication. You may have to have surgery at one point in your life, and the surgeries kind of are like 50-50. They either go great or they don't go great. So lots of like bad things to be hearing. And yeah, it's a scary thing to have.
All because of inflammation.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
never stop to wonder what foods you're eating. Like, because obviously, and people with Crohn's disease know this, that if they eat certain foods, it bothers it. So
Correct.
how could you not? Like, did you ever put two and two together that it was the foods you were eating, maybe, that was making it
I
worse?
I didn't, Nathan, I really didn't. And shame on me. So I've had Crohn's for about 6 years, right? I I maybe Googled Crohn's once in the first 5 years to learn how it's spelled, right? Like that's the only time I Googled it and did my own research. And then last year, I had an awful reaction to a new Crohn's medication that I took. It was an awful reaction. And I kind of hit like rock bottom. It was one of the worst experiences of my life, physically and emotionally. And that forced me to finally do my own research and kind of take my health into my own hands and stop just listening to my doctor and doing whatever they tell me. And sure enough, I found the carnivore diet. And oh God, I'm sorry. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. I'm
No,
rambling a little bit.
that's fine. Because my next question was going to be, how did you find out about the carnivore diet? So I think you kind of answered a little bit there, but go ahead.
Okay. I found out about the carnivore diet through the Joe Rogan podcast. So I heard about Jordan Peterson on there. I heard about Michaela Peterson on there. And then I heard Joe Rogan actually did it for a 30-day period. And he said his vitiligo went away. And I heard that. I was like, okay, there's something to this. And I started just Googling carnivore diet, and I found people like ShawnBaker, found people like Paul Saladino, and listened to Michaela Peterson's story. And yeah, I kept, as I dig deeper, I found MeatRx, saw success stories. And I've struggled with eczema, and I obviously have Crohn. So I was really attracted to seeing how many autoimmune issues were fixed through a carnivore diet. So yeah, it kind of all stemmed from Joe Rogan and Michaela Peterson as well.
Yeah, the Petersons and Joe Rogan have done so much
They have. I'm so
with the
grateful.
carnivore diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a very big platform, so they can reach a lot of people, right? So
Yep.
yeah, that's how I found out about it too. But okay, so when you first started looking into it, I mean, it seems crazy to people who've never heard of eating only meat, because you hear about only vegetables and you're like, oh, well, that sounds like it would be healthy. I couldn't do that, but it sounds like it would be healthy, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so tell me what happened when you found out about it.
So when I found out about it and finally thought, oh, I'm gonna try this, right? So I had known about it. I had known about it for maybe 6 months to a year, if I'm guessing, before I actually did it. And what I was thinking when I actually went to do it was, I'm desperate. I was desperate. It wasn't like a haphazard, yeah, let me try this diet. I was very desperate. I had an awful skin reaction to this Crohn's medication. I felt awful and I was desperate. So I was like, yeah, this carnivore diet sounds crazy, but hey, it might take a crazy thing to fix what I'm going through right now. And I didn't really have many choices. So yeah, the decision to go for it was just, man, if this is working for other people, I really hope it can work for me, because I'm kind of running out of options over here.
Yeah. Oh man. And yeah, that's true. That's what happened to me too. I had known about the carnivore diet for about a year before I actually got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going through the same problems, but I know what the solution might be, and I just haven't tried it yet. So it's time to actually go for it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So okay. So how did you dive right in? Did you kind of slowly work into it?
No, I went cold turkey. I went cold turkey. So uh, I guess, I mean, even before carnivore diet, I was trying some other diets. So it's not like I had this awful junky diet and then instantly I'm on this strict diet. I was strict with my diets before that. And just to give a little backstory, I tried the medical medium cleanse. I don't know if you've heard of the medical medium with the celery juice and the kale salads and this and that. And I remember doing that for about 10 days. And I mean, no signs of improvement. Also, the amount of steps, the amount of things, the amount of protocol, the amount of effort and time it puts in that diet was insane. Then I also looked into the Crohn's remission diet by Jeannie Patel. Again, so many probiotics and drinks and potions and things you have to follow. It's really overwhelming and intimidating. So when I jumped into carnivore, the thing that really attracted me to it was the simplicity. It's like, eat meat and eat until you're full. No other diet, no other cleanse that I heard of was saying that. Everyone else was like, yeah, you got to do this, that. Carnivore diet was super easy. And so that is what made it easy to hop into it, right? It's just start eating chicken, start eating steak, start eating bacon. So when I hopped into it, I was eating probably not the best carnivore diet. I wasn't eating fatty cuts of steak. I was eating bacon, a lot of bacon, like a lot of bacon, eating some chicken thighs. But yeah, I noticed instant results. Instant results. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to do something for me. I think my body likes what this is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. It works for so many different things. And it's because you're cutting out the foods that are just making it worse, the inflammatory foods. So that's incredible. So you noticed it had a difference right away almost.
Correct. Yeah, I think I think the two biggest things that I noticed that really motivated me to stick with the diet was energy levels. I was even throughout the day, no crashes, um, which was really refreshing. It's amazing how you get used to something. You just get used to being down and like, oh, I need a coffee to wake up. And then I just eat steak and I'm good. The second thing, which was incredible to me, it blew my mind, was my bowel movements. Before this diet, I think I was pooping 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a day. And then I switched to this diet, and all of a sudden, I'm pooping like once every 2 or 3 days. It blew my mind because I always thought I had this like myth in my head that if you eat only protein, you're going to be like pooping bricks. You're going to be constipated. You're going to be plugged up because you have no fiber. It's so insane that it's the complete opposite. Like the bowel movements disappeared. I've had the best digestion of my life. Um, so yeah, those were the biggest things I noticed for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible. Yeah. Yay for poop. But yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing I noticed is, well, I mean, because we're not eating the fiber, right? People think we need fiber, but what is fiber? Fiber is the part of the plant your body can't do anything with. So
Right.
it just sends it out. So it's, how is that beneficial? I don't understand. Right? How that, why they would think that, but a lot of people just still, my grandma's finally coming off that train and she's
Yeah.
almost 80.
Yeah.
So, and she finally realizes, oh, so I don't need to eat my bran flakes every morning, right? And she's now almost completely carnivore. So,
Mm, that's great.
yeah, it's awesome. It will help so much. And I mean, even if you can tolerate certain vegetables, some people can once in a while on the carnivore diet. I know I can. Certain vegetables like pickles don't bother me very much, or
Mm,
cauliflower. But is that the main part of my diet? No, because I know that's not going to satiate my hunger, right? I know that it's meat. That is what fills us up, makes and is our body uses, right? So yeah. What about dairy? Do you eat dairy?
no, I stay away from butter. I stay away from milk. I stay away from cheese. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I won't. There has been times when I've cheated over the last 5 months,
Mm-hmm.
where I have had pizza. Have had ice cream, but when I'm doing my carnivore diet, I try to stay away from all dairy, even eggs. Eggs I'll have like once or twice a month. But I also want to say when I do eat dairy, when I do eat eggs, I don't necessarily notice any effects, any negative effects. So that's my experience with it.
Yeah. Some people who are new to the carnivore diet can't handle dairy or eggs very well
Mhm.
because, like, some of us have a lot of healing to do in our digestive tract. So it'll take a long time before we can tolerate those things. So, yeah. But that's amazing. So, how are you feeling today? How long have you been doing this, by the way? I think I forgot to ask that.
I've been doing carnivore diet since last August, so about 5 months.
That's it?
That is it. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. So this isn't like it takes a long, long time to turn around. You noticed a difference right away, and it's only been 5 months you've been eating this way.
It's only been 5 months. And again, I want to stress that, I don't have a severe case of Crohn's. So I think for people who have had Crohn's for 10, 20, 30 years, who do have a severe case, maybe it's different for them. Maybe it'll take
Hmm.
like a year or 2 years to help them. But for me, I've had Crohn's for only 6 years. I have a mild case. And so 5 months did the trick. And also, when I was learning about carnivore diet and pondering if I wanted to do it myself and hearing about these success stories, I always wondered, I was like, when these people with the success stories did carnivore diet, did they do it super strict the entire time? Did they ever veer off track? Did they ever cheat? And from my experience over the last 5 months, I have cheated. So
Hmm.
I did it when I first started, I did it for 3 weeks, consistent, super strict, only protein, only meat. And then I cheated for a day or two, but then I got right back on the horse for another 2, 3 weeks. And then I cheated, and then I got right back on the horse. And around Thanksgiving and Christmas last year, I'd cheat, have pies, Christmas cookies. I always got right back on track. So I think this is important to note. It's like if you cheat, don't get too down on yourself. I think it's like the 80-20 principle. Sure, you might cheat 10 to 20% of the time, but if you're doing the carnivore diet 80 to 90% of the time, I think that's what it's all about. It's about that moderation and being consistent.
Yeah. Yep. I was actually talking to a bodybuilder from Scotland last night about him cheating, and he's like 0% body fat, right? What's he got to worry about cheating for? And he was telling me how discouraged he was, asking me for advice. And I'm like, all you have to do is get up one more time, then you stumble. So you just keep not giving up, right? It's people who give up and just go back to what they were doing before. Those are the ones who don't make it on carnivore diet. But some people do cheat and they feel really down on themselves. You just have to, it's like quitting smoking, right? I had to quit smoking years ago.
Mm.
The best advice I ever gave, what I was ever given, was you just have to keep quitting. So, because eventually you get to the point where you're just like so fed up with the same cycle, you just like, I'm done with that stuff, you know? So it's the same with junk food and cheating. You just
Sure.
you get tired of feeling like crap, right? So that's all there is to it. So, well, thank you very much, John. That's a very inspiring story. I know a few people who are going through this, what you were going through. So I'm going to make sure I share that with them. And if, so this many people have this problem and this has helped you, then hopefully we can get that message out there with the success story, and it will help a lot of people.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, John, and you have a good day.
Thank you,
Talk to you
Nathan.
later.
You too. You too. Thank you.